What's up, guys? I'm the Alchemist 369, also known as Andre, and I'm an out of body traveler, and I do it using Darius J. Wright's ADA method. And today I have a presentation for you guys that came from after a mind blowing out of body experience that I had about a year ago now. And this experience was the first time that I left the framework of creation. This was the first time I escaped this electromagnetic field that keeps everything in, right? And yeah, so let's get into this. So I'm an out of body traveler, and I do it under, the teachings of Darius J. Wright. And I had been practicing this method for maybe about 8 months, 9 months at this point. And I was ready to get out and see some stuff, man. I was like, all right, I had perfected the accident process. I had gained, proficient skills in leaving my body, and I had got used to being out. I had got used to entering thought forms, got used to uh, coming out, going around my house, going around the neighborhood. I had, seen beings from other realms at this point. Like I was ready. I was like, okay, like let's go. So this is the time I went to Neo Soul. I shared this experience on my YouTube channel, but in short, I'll summarize this experience a little bit before I get into the insights gained from this experience. So I leave my body. Um, I leave my body and I go through my mirror because, as you guys know, mirrors are portals. There's a way to leave your body and go through your mirror, and you will be transported somewhere. So, when I went through my mirror, I was in this magnetic force field that I can only best describe as the firmament. There was water on one side, water on the other side. Energy was everywhere. Imagine hearing the energy of all of the oceans in your ear. It was pitch black, but it was solid around me, but I knew I was in water. Class is in session. um, but I knew I was in water. My man Gilbert, what's up, man? How you doing? But I knew I was in water. And on the other side of this, when I stepped out, I was in a new place, a new city. The city was called Neo Soul. All right. Now, and I'll be sharing a video on my YouTube where me and my partner, we both leave our body. She went to the same place. This is now confirmed. Neo Soul is beyond the ice wall. So that's where I was. And as and beyond the ice wall, once I passed through this firmament, I felt a wave of information come through to me. And it was like everything that Andre had ever been through in his life was now gone. And I was free to move in my soul completely. I had never experienced this feeling ever before. I had just been, in my house, in my neighborhood. I've even met beings from other realms before that came to me, and I had never experienced a feeling like this. There's a threshold that once you cross it, it opens up a door inside of you. All right. And in this experience, I went on to experience 3 other lifetimes of mine that I had in Neo Soul. And I had 3 other experiences. I viewed 3 other lifetimes of mine that I had in a place called Neo Soul. And that experience was great. But after that experience, I spent a long time there too. Like a long time. Like I spent what felt like weeks there or months. It was a long time. It was so long. It was to the point where I was thinking thoughts like, man, am I going to have to go to work? Like I was experiencing everything from these lifetimes for a long time. And at one point I even came back to my body and I said, no, I'm going back. And I even went back and spent even longer there. But after that, I had an experience where I then was presented the construct as I was coming back to my body. All right. Now, I would have had no idea what the construct was if it was not for Darius. He goes over this. I believe he presented this in a couple of his interviews. If you guys are not familiar with him or his work, I highly suggest go on YouTube, search Darius J. Wright, and I'm sure you will find him presenting the construct and things like that there. How many more lands are beyond the known lands beyond the ice wall? I don't know for sure all the lands or all the names, but I'm getting there. But there are for sure other land masses for sure. So he had already done all the legwork on this. Like, this man already put together the construct and all the realms. Like, that was a lot of work, right? So he had already laid down the framework. I just had never seen it, and at this time I didn't fully understand it all. Even I was just like, okay, we're in a construct with realms, but like, how does it all really work, right? So after this experience, I was presented the construct as I was coming back to my body, and I was presented the construct because I said, I want to witness coming back to my body. And the whole time, and the entire time, I wanted to see something. Like, I wanted my soul's memory to come back, because remember, I had just crossed this energetic field that keeps things out of here. So I was open. I was in my soul. My memory was coming back. I was open. And I was presented the construct, and it was presented to me in levels. Like, realm 12 is this level, realm 11 is this level, realm 10 is this level, and so forth and so forth. And then when it came time for me to come back to my body, which is realm 1, earth, it was presented to me as this one little bubble. And they were telling me, like, hey, everything that you ever learned or known to be true exists inside this one little bubble. Now, that blew my mind, because this is the first time I had ever confirmed, like, other than that I exist outside of here, thought forms are real, and all of this. Yes, you can physically see the ice wall when you're out of your body, and you can physically see it here too. Yeah, in your body. Yeah. But this was the first time that I had ever really confirmed, like, this type of knowledge that Darius was talking about. This was the first time that I had ever seen the construct. So everything was hitting to me full circle. I'm like, wow, everything this guy says is true. We are in a construct. I just seen it. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I came back from this experience. Now, when I came back to my body, after this out of body experience, when I left this threshold, this electromagnetic field, I was open. I was connected so much to the other side. Information just kept pouring through to me. The only words that I have to describe this is, like, after the experience, it felt like I was on an acid trip for days, because I was just so electric. I was so open. I seen the world differently, and I was connected to the other side at all times. So, like, that's the best, like, way I can explain, like, this feeling that I had after this experience. And I just came back so electric. Now, after this experience, things were coming to me in the forms of downloads. And now, when I say downloads, this was stronger than any other download I have ever had. A thought would come to me in the form of a vision, like, boom, real big in my face. And then I'd see it. And based on my feeling of this of that vision, based on my interpretation of it, my body would then vibrate a certain way. And it would vibrate a certain way based off of if I was perceiving it right, or if I was perceiving it incorrect. And that was the first time I had ever experienced anything of that nature alone. So I was getting so many downloads. I was getting so many downloads. I understood the whole creation story. I understood why this construct was so beautiful. The other side just kept telling me so much stuff. This is where I came up with that realization of, it's so beautiful because you can come in here and it can be compared to coming into darkness. And then when you come into darkness and you can still find your way back to the light, that's so beautiful. And I was just seeing the overall picture of creation of this place, and it was such a beautiful feeling. And I seen how everything was connected. I seen how and I cried for, like, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour, because just how beautiful this is. Because we all came here in forgetfulness, and now we're all remembering just the overall scheme of creation in general, man. This is a beautiful, beautiful place. So, in short, and guys, there'll be a Q&A for sure at the end of this. You know, I'll answer your guys' questions for sure at the end of this. But you're welcome, Alan. Good to see you guys in here too, man. Good to see you guys in here for sure. You know, a lot of familiar faces. I love you guys, man. Thank you. And let's continue remembering together for sure, for sure. So where was I? So I was crying because I just remembered all of this, and I had all of these feelings and insight and knowledge inside of me, and I wanted to share it with everybody. But you know me, I'm just a black guy from America, man. All my friends, they all grew up in the ghetto, you know, their hood. They're never gonna understand if I came up to them talking about a construct, if I came up talking about all of this, you know, and the veil of forgetfulness, and they weren't gonna get it, right? So I'm like, damn, how can I explain it to them? And that's when I came up with this idea for the game of life thesis. And so I created a whole thesis, and I did this in 6 hours after this OBE. It's probably like 14, 15 pages long. It's literally the equivalent of an undergraduate thesis. And I wrote it in like 6 hours. The rough draft, anyways. You know, I wrote it, and then I tidied it up a little bit after that. But yeah, and so what this thesis did was it explained all of creation. It explained all of creation, the templates of the realms, how it's programmed, even outside of here. I even take it all the way to other constructs, other universes, other creations. I even take this up to going back to source, and I compare all of this to video games, right? And today I'm going to get into present to you guys a little bit about what this is. I believe this might just be the first chapter of my thesis, where I describe realm 1. So I'll present that to you guys today. So let's see. So, all right, you guys can see this, right? So I have a whiteboard, nothing fancy, no presentations. This is just raw and authentic, right? This is just raw and authentic. What's up, Paul? What's up, man? How are you? How are you? Hector, I seen you in here. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you guys. So, all right. So the game of life thesis. So, as you guys know, and this is why I'm so big on the construct and backing up, you know, Darius when he says this, because it was presented to me, you know, after my first big experience. And then after this, I've even gone out and seen this other times as well. So this is truth, guys. This is the ultimate truth here. All right. So we live in a construct. There's a firmament above us, and in this construct, there are realms. There are 12 realms, and each realm has its own specific template, each programming, right? We are in one of these realms. This is the earthly realm. We'll call this realm 1, right? The most dense realm, the hardest realm that we are in. This is realm 1, all right? So that's where we are. Now, this is where the game of life comes in, because essentially this is all an experience where we come into play. And all of this came to me after this experience. So I call this a game of life. And I say you are not just in the game, you are the one controlling it. Because here in the veil of forgetfulness, we often feel separated, right? We often feel as if we don't know what's going on. Like we're not in control. Like the universe is just happening to us, right? Now, Darius says the universe does not dictate consciousness. Consciousness dictates the universe. And that is true. That is true. All right. So the game of life. So essentially what happens is there's constructs, and this is not just the only construct. There's multiple constructs in universes that we can have experiences in. for this particular construct, what you do is you come into here and you pick a character. Specifically in realm 1, you're going to pick a character. All right. And you come in to play as that character. For an example of this is I chose to come in here and be a black guy, right? A black guy in America. That's what I chose to be in this time, right? So you pick a character to come in here. All right. And so I want you to imagine. Now, the whole purpose of this game of life is it's a metaphor for creation. All right. And I use it in terms of video games, and I compare this to creation, right? So now I want you guys to imagine you have a controller in your hand and you go to play a game, right? You have a controller in your hand, you're going to play a game, and the first thing that you do in that game is you pick a character. All right. So that's what's going on. So the whole time this is going on, you are the one playing the game, your soul. This guy represents your soul. This is you, the almighty you, your soul. And you're playing a game. All right. Now, so what does this mean? The game that we're going to play that I use to describe round 1 is football. And not just football, Madden, because Madden is, a football game. So we use Madden. So imagine you come into realm 1, Earth. So what you do is you pick a character. So this time, let's say I picked to be the quarterback, which is a star. I drew the star as the quarterback, all right? I picked to be him. Now, the O's are the offense, the X is the defense, all right? Now, if we're playing Madden, round 1 Earth would be playing Madden on all Madden, which is the hardest setting, okay? The hardest setting. And we're even going to take this a step beyond that because it's even harder than just playing Madden on all Madden. This is like all Madden with the offensive sliders turned down and the defensive sliders turned all the way up. Like this is the hardest realm that you're ever going to come in. It is. All right. So for terms of this analogy, the defense is going to know the plays and the O's are not going to know the plays. So what does the offense, which is us, the offense represents us as humans, right? On Earth. The offense represents us. So if we're playing a game and we don't know the plays, what does that symbolize? That can symbolize that the veil of forgetfulness. All right. And as I had this experience, I was like, okay, how is the veil of forgetfulness? As I was writing this thesis, I was like, okay, how is the veil of forgetfulness? How did this come into play? And I was like, oh yeah, duh, because there's an electromagnetic force field around us that keeps everything in. This is also known as the firmament, right? So this separates us from the field of all things, or what we call source. It's just one of those things that separates us. So that's one way the veil of forgetfulness hits us. What's another way? The other way the veil of forgetfulness hits us is we have to be born a baby, right? You have to be born a baby here and you have to grow up. So when you're born a baby, what happens? You naturally have to grow up and develop. So naturally you don't remember anything, right? So you have to grow up and you only know what you're told, what you see around you. But that isn't the only thing, because guess what? If the field of all things was still available, once you're a baby, you could just tap back in and boom, all of your memories are now back. So that's why we also put up the electromagnetic force field around it. So to prevent that from coming in, because this is all a game, right? This is all a construct, an experience. So when we're creating this construct, this experience, when it came time to make Earth round 1, we had all these other realms. And when it came time to make Earth round 1, we're like, okay, how can we make this even harder? All right, we're going to add in the veil of forgetfulness. We're going to make them be born a baby. And, by the way, becoming born only exists in these lower realms too. So You know, as these realms go in, they get denser, denser, more harder, more harder, more harder. All right. So now we're in this game. We're in the Vale of Forgetfulness. This symbolizes the offense not knowing the plays, and the defense does. So, okay, so what happens when you call hike in a football game? What happens when you call hike in a football game and the offense doesn't know the plays? Well, that means this receiver doesn't know it's a pass play. Or if it's a pass play, a run play, nobody knows what is going on. So what happens when the quarterback calls hike? And the quarterback does have some inclination of what's going on because he's the one in charge, right? He's the one calling the plays. All right. So he knows it's a pass play, but the receiver doesn't. So as the quarterback calls hike, the receiver might go out for a pass. He doesn't know what he's doing. The quarterback throws the ball, defense intercepts it. That can be symbolic of a hardship, right? That can be symbolic of bankruptcy or going the wrong way or a midlife crisis. It can be symbolic of so many things, going to jail, just all these things that happen when we're in forgetfulness and we don't know who we are, right? Now, what's another thing that can happen? The running back can think it's a pass play, get the ball and fumble. Defense recovers it, and defense runs back and gets another touchdown. What's a symbol of that? That's another hardship, right? It's another hardship that we go through here. Now, why did I draw the quarterback as a star? Because if you've ever played football, you know the quarterback is a special player. Oftentimes in practice and things like that, you know, quarterback is a no touch and things like that. So in this analogy, who does the quarterback represent? The quarterback would represent the super wealthy, right? People that come here and just seem like they have it all figured out, that call the shots, right? Quarterbacks would symbolize the super wealthy. Just the average person. This could represent, you know, a famous person, a big successful business guy, you know, somebody of that nature who's still in forgetfulness, but he has a little bit more control than the other guys, right? All right, so that's what we're up against, guys. Here on Earth, this is what we're up against. We're up against a lot. The X's represent, you know, the control structure here. Why everything's hard. It can represent time because we live through time here, which is another barrier that we battle here. All right, so now what else does a football game have? A football game has a coach, right? Now, what does the coach do? The coach puts the players in the game. The coach knows all the plays. The coach calls all of the shots, right? The coach calls all of the shots. But in this analogy, we're not just playing football. We're playing a video game of football. So who has the controller? Your soul. Remember I said this guy is your soul. But for all of these players in the game, for all of us humans in the game, when you're looking outside of the game and you don't know anything, you don't know any of the plays, you didn't put yourself in the game as far as you don't know anything. So who would all of these guys look to believe that's to look up to somebody that does know everything, that is calling the plays, that did put you in the game? These guys would think he's a god. These guys would think he's God, right? If you're in the game and you don't know anything and somebody does know everything, you would think he's a god, right? But he's not a god. Who is this? This is actually you, your soul. You put yourself in the game. You're the one controlling it. You're the one that chose to come here. You're the one that knows all the plays. You're the one that designed your life, right? It's not God. It's you. We're not even nowhere near God yet. We're not even nowhere near source. Nowhere near there yet. So just because somebody outside of this one little game, this one little realm here that knows everything, humans think that's God. It's not God. That's your soul. How do I know this? Because I remember putting myself in the game. Out of body experience. You can leave your body and find this out for yourself. All right. So that's that, right? Now, what else does a football game have? Football game has stands, right? Stands, people, fans in the stands. Who do these guys? Just imagine these are football stands, right? People watching the game. Who would these people represent? These people would represent people on the other side, your past loved ones. Your past loved ones watching the game. or people on the other side that never even that were in the game, left the game, passed away, and now they're here. Or they could be people that never even played the game. They just stayed on the other side. But what can they all do? They can all watch the game. But do they stay there all the time? No. Fans in football stands, what else do? They can leave during halftime. They can get up and go to the bathroom. And when you're doing those things, you're not watching the game. So your loved ones can watch you, but are they all the time? Not necessarily. Now, time doesn't really exist on the other side, so theoretically, I mean, they can, but they're not always here. There's tons of stuff to do. All right, there's tons of stuff to do on the other side. So, but that's what that symbolizes. All right. What else does a football team have? Football team has owners, right? They have owners. Who do the owners represent? They represent they, right? People who are in control, people who are profiting from this. Now, there's people in the game that do profit as well, that make a lot of money, the superstars and stuff, but they don't have all the control. They don't call the shots. Who does? The owners. The owners has the power to fire anybody. If any of these guys step out of line, guess what? You're out of the game, right? That's the owners. Now, the owners know all of this. All right. The owners know all of this. They know all of this. They know that you can leave the game and all of that, right? But why don't they want you guys to know? Why wouldn't you want the player to know that, hey, you can leave the game and guess what? You're really in control of it? Because then there would be no game to play. There would be no game to play. When you realize that you are in control and you don't have to play the game, because you put yourself in it, you can leave, you can call the plays, you can do everything. There'd be no game to play, right? All right. So what else is in a football game? What else is in a football game? These players get tired, right? They get tired. They need breaks. There's timeouts. There's halftime. What does that symbolize? That symbolizes us sleeping, right? We go to sleep. We go to sleep. Now, what else can we do when we're playing a video game? You can pause that shit and come back to it. All right? You can pause the game, hop out, and come back to it. What does that symbolize? That, my friend, symbolizes the out-of-body experience. We can leave the game, we can pause the game, leave it, and come back. All right? Now, I used to get this question all the time. Andre, if you're leaving your body, are you ever afraid that you can't come back? No, because this is me. I am in control of the game. I hit pause. I hit play. I call the shots. And so do all of you. All right? So do all of you. All right? Now, my thesis goes on to outline all of the realms, the templates. I even go on to say how all of how all the templates work, because it's all a program. Each of these realm has its own templates. They do, and it's all a program. It's all a game. It's all a game. And I even go back to what the other creations represent in terms of games. Other creations represent other games. Now, parallel reality of realm one could be sport games, right? Because this is massive, right? So say you want to play basketball, say you want to play soccer, say you don't like football, you want to play soccer. Well, that represents the other dimensional spaces and stuff just within this construct. And then what else is there? There's other types of games. There's adventure games, there's Mario Kart, all of those games. What do those represent? Totally different genres. Those represent the many creations. There's all types of games that we can play. This is not the only one. All right. And my thesis, I just use Madden to describe all of the realms, all of the 12 realms. I do that just with using Madden. All right. And guess what? There's all types of video games. And then even if there's a video game that you don't want to play, what else can you do? You can create your own video game. You can program your own video game. What does that symbolize? That symbolizes you creating your own universe, your own creation. Because guess what? You can do that too. All of the power is within you. You have the power to create a universe. Because guess who created this one? Souls just like you. Just like you, my friend. Just like you. So, like I said, We have not reached God yet. We have not reached God yet. But yeah, that's my thesis. I won't necessarily get into all of the thesis. That's posted on my website. If you guys want, you guys can go there and read that. But I think it's a pretty good foundation to understand a lot of the terminology and things, and to put things into perspective for you guys. And these are things that I know 100% to be true, man. 100% to be true. And like I said, this came from an experience where, like, this is the first time I accessed some real stuff, and think my soul's memory was like really coming back. Like, my soul's memory was like really, really, really coming back. And like I said, I wouldn't have known anything about the construct if Darius didn't already do that legwork. Like, if I would have been just presented with those realms, I would have been like, what am I seeing? I would have had no idea like what it was, but since I came into it, with his descriptions and stuff, um yeah, I was able to come back and I was able to know what I was seeing. So it helps tremendously. And it came back as a knowing. Like, it wasn't like, oh, am I seeing this? No. This shit came back to me like, this is it. This is my memory returning. You know what I mean? So it's this is it. And this is my first big download from my first big experience. Um and I've had a lot of others. So I think it's a good thing that I'm presenting this, and my thesis is released on my website. Is now I'm starting to do other things as well. Like, I got other ways to explain this and things, and from other experiences that I've had, and it's starting to get real now for sure. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's the game of life presentation. Now, there's more to this. Is, like I said, I go into all the realms, other creations, everything. But yeah, this was it, man. And I was so proud of this. I was telling everybody. I was like, man, I got it. I got it. I got it. But yeah, so that's it, guys. So I mean, we can open it up to a Q&A if you guys want. Yeah. So if you guys wanna, I have access to the chat. So if you guys wanna drop your questions. Okay, questions for the Q&A. When I try to induce sleep paralysis, I start getting pain in my feet and up my legs, making it very hard to stay still. Is there still hope for me to come out of my body? Yeah, there is. I actually started, experiencing that as well. I started experiencing that as well. As I was laying down, practicing the method, for a long time. Eventually, my body caught on to what I was doing, and it started giving my body other signals. But yeah, I will say there is definitely hope for you to still come out, because I still come out. If there's a will, there is a way. There is nothing more powerful than your soul, than the will of your soul. And like I just said, we have the power to create entire universes. So you definitely have the power to pause the game, Emma, for sure. Just got to figure it out. Skylar Chronicles asks, "Hey Andre, I want to say thank you. I don't know, or we don't know what we would do without you. Like, some of the questions we have, you answered, switched apart, and all of us guess we will never know." All right. Um. All right. So Isna says, "When leaving my body and being in a very lucid dream state, I get what may seems like root chakra vibrating insanely, and it's happened quite a few times in the dream state and out of body. Any idea why?" Yeah, so the vibration is just your soul's frequency rising, right? Because we're in a low vibration here, like I just said, realm one. Or actually, maybe I'll keep this in case I need to refer back to it. Like I said, we're in the lowest realm here. So yeah, you went to access the other side, your vibration has to rise for sure. So I would say that's what that is. Um, Not like most ask, why do we have to wake up and remember now the great work if we purposely came here in forgetfulness? Couldn't we choose to come here remembering already? No, you can't choose to come here remembering already, because one of the rules is, like I said, this is a game. There's rules. There's set rules here. One of the rules is you have to come in here through the veil of forgetfulness. And why do we have to end? Because everything that could be experienced here has, and this game has gone far enough. I will just say that. This game has gone far enough. Can we Han says, can we skip the life review? I don't know. I've had life reviews, but I don't know if you can skip it. Effect. What's up, man? Hi, Andre. Do we have planets? As far as I know, I have never seen any planets out of my body or nothing. Like I said, I was presented the construct in the form of levels, and outside of here, I was also presented. I also seen the construct in another experience as well. So, as far as I know, we don't have planets. Um, uh, Kassan Lee, some say OBEs are DMT hallucinations. How do you know a hallucination from reality? That's a good question. All right, so OBEs are definitely not hallucinations. How do I know? Because I have left and I have seen my physical body on the bed. I have touched it. Many others have. We have confirmed things out of our body, like writing a number on the whiteboard and seeing it and things like that. So, there's tons of ways to verify it. And you don't even have to verify it, man. Once you leave, you'll know. It's more like all that verification stuff is more so to prove to other people who haven't had one. But once you have one, bro. You know for sure. Stuart, when you leave the construct after realm 12, are you back into the darkness? No, no. No, you see the constructs and the creations and stuff. The void is somewhere completely different. The void is something completely different for sure. Do I believe in the sun flash? I don't know what the sun flash is. I've never heard of that term. I've never heard of that. Stay says, "What do you mean we have not reached God yet?" Oh, when I was saying that, I have not reached Him in any of these explanations that I have been giving, because I said the coach or the people that put us in the game on Earth, if this represented Earth, that guy is not God. That is you. And he's not anywhere in this universe. He is not anywhere outside of this universe. I haven't even ran into an almighty being yet. Like I said, the only thing that and once you leave here, but once you go back to the void and your memories come back, you're not searching for an almighty being, because right? It's just you. It's all you. It's all you. It's all you. But that's what I mean. Effect. Hi, Andre. Are idols deities, souls, or are they people's thought forms like egregores? I never heard of egregores or anything like that. I don't know, so I can't really speak on that, my friend. Gilbert, my guy, what's up, man? Good to see you here. What's the best way to get your body back to being electric? I used to burn a lot and eat a lot of rasta before the ceremony I told you about. Got to get back to that. Haven't burned in 4 years. Oh, so the best way to get your body back to being electric is clearing yourself out, man. Clearing yourself out. We're electromagnetic beings. So what does that mean? Do things that eat things that have electricity in them. What does? I've done an experiment before where I stuck an electromagnetic voltmeter inside fruit, and what happened? It sparked up. So that's how I knew electricity was inside that fruit. Now I did the same experiment with dead meat, and nothing. So eat things with electricity in them, clear them out. Don't eat as much. Clear your physical vessel out as much as possible. Darius put me on to drinking salt water. You do that. Things like that for sure. Isness in the Yugo community, it seems like they keep saying there's going to be a big event in 2026 or 2027. What do you think or feel about that? Yeah, I'd be in alignment with that. I mean, the great remembrance is here. Look at me. I'm here. I remember, and I'm helping others remember. Look at Darius. He that guy's been here. Look at all the testimonies of OBEs. Look at all the people in the spiritual community waking up, telling everybody. Yeah. So it's definitely going to happen, for sure. What did I see that caused me to leave the U.S.? I didn't necessarily see anything that caused me to leave the U.S. particularly. I just didn't want to be there. Just didn't want to be in that system anymore. Once you leave, you see enough. You see enough of stuff, man. The game's here. It's all a game, man. And you reach a point where you just get sick of it all. You just get sick of it all. Not like most. What is the 3-eye atlas they're talking about that's coming in November? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. I'm not sure. Uche, my man Uche, what's up, bro? Welcome. Black Panther. I don't have trouble having sleep paralysis, but reaching vibration is challenging. Um, so if you don't have trouble having sleep paralysis, you don't have to reach vibration. If you have sleep paralysis, just relax and get out, man. Jay Shar, what's up, bro? So this human experience game is also an experiment that is being concluded. Um, ah, this is tough, man, because like I don't want to get people in the fear, right? Like, oh, it's ending. It's not really like that, right? But you know, if you message me private, Jay Shar, I'll answer that. Arian, Andre, the solar flash that Lisa talked about. Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Melanie, so if there are no planets, do different races of aliens live on different land masses in realm 2? Yeah, essentially, some of them live just beyond the ice wall, for sure. Others come from realm 2. Yeah, for sure. Do I know what we are actually seeing when we see shooting stars? I've seen a bunch and super curious about what they could truly be if they're not what we've been told. No, that's a good question, man. I've been wondering that same question myself, like what it is, but I haven't been seeing that out of my body, so I don't know. Hey, Grandma, my grandma's in here, guys. What's up, Gram? What's going on? Stuart, is the frequency rising in this realm? Yeah, for sure. The overall frequency is definitely rising. Definitely rising. Conversations like these are helping it rise. Um, it's definitely rising, guys. For sure. Aquarian, what about UFOs and beings that come from Mars or Venus? Doesn't Mars and Venus exist? Um, as far as I know, I've never seen anything about Mars or Venus for sure, and so no, I would say no. Mindspeak, thank you for the presentation. You're welcome. I had a dream about an OBE last night and experiencing ecstasy of the other side. I was so happy in it. Hope I experience it more than a thought dimensional space soon. I had a dream about an OBE last night and an experiencing of ecstasy of the other side. Yeah, man, that could potentially be like could potentially be like a less conscious OBE for sure. But that's beautiful, man. Congrats. Why do we have doppelgangers who are not blood related? Are they connected on the other side? I don't necessarily understand what that question means. Stace, isn't there systems everywhere? Yeah, there is systems everywhere. Just do your best. I just do my best to try to get out of them. Nubiana, hey Nubiana, welcome back. It's nice to see you in here too. Hey Andre, how do you clear your field? Yeah, so I clear my field many ways. Like I said, if you're working or having, a hard time or something's really stressing you here, the best thing to do is break free of that, right? So when you're clearing your field, I try to detach as much as I can from anything that's holding me down here, or anything that keeps my thoughts here. Um, that's one way. And also, I don't try to mix with too much energy, other people's energy. I try to stay in my bubble as much as possible. Um, and so, yeah, so like I would clear my field, like a day or two before having an OBE. Just try to stay to yourself and, clear your thoughts, free your mind, be in a good place. Be in a good place and be true and authentic to yourself. Sherry, hey, do you have any insight on AI and its role in this game? I personally do not have any insights on AI from like anything outside of here, but just look at AI, man. I've used AI when I was in school. Shit is stupid. Like, I don't know why humans are like, oh, AI this, AI that. Like, AI is really stupid. It just pulls things from the internet the best way it can. It's not really too smart. Um, like I'm smarter than AI as I am now, for sure. Wally, appreciate your work. I keep trying the step to turn over in my body as explained in Robert Monroe's book. Any suggestions? Yeah, wait longer, man. Wait longer, I would say, based on what I know. Wait longer until you feel that separation and then try it. Kassan, would you say this is a hallucination, this reality of personhood and all? No, I wouldn't say it's an hallucination. This is very real. I mean, we're all here, right? We're all real. I'm talking to you, you're hearing it, right? This is definitely very real. And even out of your body is very real as well. It's you just have more access to light spectrum. Things become more physical, you know? It's just everything is real for sure. It's not an hallucination. But I would say that this creation is just a manifested thought form. I would say that. 96. How do we know if our field is clear before exiting? It's based on you. Like, how do you feel? If you feel good, you know, if you feel good, you know, about yourself, if you feel like you're in a good state, you know, you're not stressing about too much, I would say that's a good sign.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you. This is Propagate This Light. We're gonna go through a couple more questions here. Are you okay with that, Andre?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I see people calling you Andre. My bad. Alchemist. Alchemist.
No, you can call
Sorry.
me Andre, man. Listen, so I'm Andre. I just use the Alchemist 369 because there's millions of Andre Millers out there. So for people to find me, it's so much easier just to say the Alchemist 369. But yeah, I'm Andre. So for sure.
Okay, and your audience can find me at Propagate This Light. Here's a couple more questions for you.
Thank you. So, Brandon, can you create your own soulmate on the other side using your own thought forms? Like use your thoughts to create your dream romantic partner? Yeah, I mean, essentially you can, but it wouldn't be necessarily real, right? It would just be a thought form. And how do I know this? Because I've created beings. I've created a being that helped pull me out of my body once. They do appear real and physical. And yeah, of course you can do that. And outside of here, you can do anything you want. So, yeah. Sean, can you tell us most of the fun things you did on the other side? Um, yeah, so I haven't really done too many fun things. Like everything is fun, really. Like this whole experience that I had here was fun for me. I'm like, man, I'm experiencing different lifetimes of mine. Like that's crazy. I'm out here in neo soul. I don't know where I am. I'm just having a grand old time. And then I got to come back and the construct was presented to me. I'm like, man, this is great. You know, everything on the other side is great, man. Everything, the whole process back to remembrance is just great, man. It's great and get to it. You know, and now I'm more focused on just accessing more of my own soul records because that's just fun, you know, like I don't even have the need to really find out too much because I find out that the more I find out about me, the more I find out about everything. That's what I'm finding out now. So yeah.
Okay. I think I just found out. Are you a grandma? Because Stace says hi, grandma.
Oh no, oh, because my grandma's here. My grandma Cornelia. That's my grandma Cornelia. She's here in the chat, so she was saying hi, grandma, to her.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'll give you a little
They,
break. Oh wait, I'm sorry. hmm
oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I said I guess I'll give you a little break here. So Fables asks, what is the best way to contact your guides if you feel like you don't get guidance?
Um, I don't really know. It's like I never tried. I used to try to contact my guides too, you know, when I was in my body and nothing really ever came. But as soon as I left my body, like he was there. You're never really alone. So like if you just tap in, you know, my best advice would just be to tap in, you know, get into a meditative state, clear your mind and just ask for assistance and make sure it comes from a good place, you right? Your heart space and you know, it will happen for sure. It might come in faint, but they're there. They're there, and the guidance may present itself in ways you don't even know. It might not present itself in a direct way, but it could be presented as an opportunity comes your way, or you open the mail, you get a letter, or it could come in many different ways. But you are for sure never alone, for sure.
Okay, I have a couple of questions. What is the essence of what people call the soul or the spirit? Like, what is that? Like, do you know?
Yeah, so the best way I can describe it based on like what I've experienced is the best way I would describe it is the essence of your soul is you. It's everything that makes up you. It's all of your past experiences and everything. Like you, your personality, right? When certain things happen, you have a tendency to react a certain way. That comes from your soul. That comes from your past experiences, right? It's just it's everything. It's the power of source, right? So imagine God, like that's you for sure. For sure.
Yeah, because they say that we're from God, so God is the same actual, I guess you could say, like you have flesh, the God is the same essence of what we are as far as the soul is concerned.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I like to take the phrase of God out of it because like that doesn't really exist. I just use that terminology because um in human terms, that's the best way I can describe what being in your soul form is like. It is literally like being a god, being like what we would call God. Like that is the closest feeling that I have to describe what it feels like when I'm in my soul. Is the ending of this game going to be through physical pain and suffering and flood death? That I don't know, my friend. I don't have an answer for that.
Okay, how much longer do you have for us?
Yeah, I got a couple more minutes. We can make this go, about an hour, and we can call it.
Okay, we have a hey man in here. Hello, everyone from Cornelia. What's up,
That's
everybody?
my grandma, guys. Unknown citizen. What's up, man?
Oh, welcome, welcome in. Here's a question from you by 71.
Andre, when trying to leave my body, it seems like a very slow process, 2 to 3 hours long. I feel movement in my body, and even like my head is trying to come out inch by inch, but it's taking too long. Yeah, for that, man, I would just say relax a little bit more, man, and it will come. Don't ever feel like it's taking too long. The key to it is relaxing for sure.
Have you ever experienced telekinesis? We have a question here regarding that.
Yeah, for sure. You can do telekinesis for sure. Um, for sure, I've seen it. There's this guy called Jesus the Living Son on Instagram. Like, look him up. This guy is freaking. He's controlling the weather. He's moving stuff. There's all types of videos of people, moving water bottles. Tinfoil is a big one. I see them, and yeah, for sure, that's an ability that you can do here for sure. People are doing it. Yeah.
So, like, let's see, not like most in the chat makes a good point here. Lots of people describe coming out of the body during medical procedures or NDE and shooting through the solar system. I've heard of this as well. They see the stars flying by. Have you experienced that?
No, I haven't experienced that, but personally, when I first started, like before I found Darius, I would imagine that because that's all I knew, right? And as I was coming out, I would envision myself, coming out and floating through the stars too. So like that's what I would see. But as you break free of that, you no longer see that, and you know it's the truth. So that's what I would say based off my experience.
All right. Cornelia sends you a super chat. Has a super chat for you there.
Oh, thank you, Graham. I appreciate it.
Fun channel as
Thank you.
Fun channel as how long it took to get out of your body.
Oh, yeah. So it didn't take me too long. Like I was already like finding ways to try to leave, kind of, and then I found Darius, and I was having short experiences really quick where I would pop out, see my physical body, and come right back in. But or see something and come right back in. So like, yeah, I was having little experiences, rather quickly, as like I was already kind of on that path.
A quick question: are you familiar with the store called Costco?
No, no, I'm not.
Okay. Okay, just asking. So let me see. Do you think that things could change supernaturally? Like, let's say, like the names of stores, things like that.
Like the blending of timeline, the Mandela effect.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Did you get any information on anything like we're shifting into different dimensions like right now as human beings? We're just shifting all the time.
No, I haven't necessarily received anything like that. Um, but based off of other people, that I trust, they say stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, for sure.
Okay, Club God. Yeah, come through to my channel too. We do this every Monday and Thursday, 5:15 p.m. PST. At Propagate This Light. Yeah, it's a community. Let me
Yeah,
see.
I love it. Yeah, let's keep
Let me
going,
see.
guys. Are your
Uh,
guides just a thought form too?
yeah, here we
Are
go.
your guides just a thought form too, Charlotte? Um, no, no, they are not. They are physical beings for sure. They are not a thought form. Yo, Mel, when I went out of body the second time, I was in a big hall. I don't know if it's halls of Amenti had long flags and they had a symbol of a snake reptilian face holding a blade sword. Um, yeah, I don't necessarily know where that is. It doesn't sound like the halls of Amenti though. Their surfer, thank you, bro. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you, guys. What does astral food and water taste like? So, tastes good, man. Like flavors that you would never even experience. Like everything is more real for sure. So, good, good, for sure. What about soul contracts? Real? Yeah. So from what I have seen, like I haven't seen anything in the form of a soul contract, but like what I know is like it's more so like just our purpose, like your reason for coming here, and it's your soul that determines that. It's the almighty version of yourself, right? So it's like the all-knowing God, which is you, coming in and knowing like what you wanted to come in to experience, right? The Matrix said this well, right? The path is already written. You're just here to figure out why you did that, right? That's symbolic of your soul already writing your path, and now you're here to experience it from another perspective.
uh, we have a question from iGuru. Why do you need a voice to let you read our comments? I'm actually AI. I'm just AI. Uh,
Like what? We're real people, guys. It's not me. This isn't just me. Like, so there's somebody else hosting this live, and he is the one reading the comments. Arian, Andre, do you believe we are having multiple experiences at once in different realms? Like, are we a fractal of our soul? I'm gonna say no because, like, when I leave my body, like, I'm very much in my soul, right? And like, I've experienced other lifetimes of mine, but like, it's not really like they're happening now. Like on the other side, I mean, I guess you could say they're happening now, but like for sure, like I feel like all of my soul is here. Yeah.
all right, so the AI is back here. Little flame has a good nerdy question. Has a good nerdy question for you there.
Yeah, it's all good, guys. I'm a nerd myself. But does friction exist on the other side? Like, if we're so free and infinite, is there still a place for such a thing as stories, characters? So friction doesn't really exist. Like, I haven't experienced friction, like for sure. When I'm out of my body, like everything is free. Like even when I'm walking, I'm moving very quick. Like I haven't experienced friction, um, other any place than here. And even out of my body here, like I don't experience it like we do as humans. Um, is there still a place for such a thing as stories, characters? I don't know what you mean about that.
Oh, Alchemist, is very nice being on your channel, by the way. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Thank you for inviting me on, man. This was a good thing. Tahua, hey Tahua, how are you? Q&A. What got you started? Did something spark something that made you think that there had to be something more than this of what we are in? Yeah, so I was already on this path, like exploring my consciousness, astral projecting, and then my mom died. And then like that woke me up to like, all right. And she was sending me messages and stuff, and she was like, yo, you got to figure this, you can figure this out while you're alive, like you don't have to die to do it. So that definitely led me on this path to take it serious for sure. And at that same time I was having sleep paralysis like almost every night, and then that led me to Darius. So yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right, we have a question from Jay-Z. Jay-Z? Jay-Z's what? Oh, oh, Jay Jar.
Jay Shar. Dre, have you ever had a shared OBE? If so, how was it done? My wife and I had a shared spontaneous OBE before I knew what an OBE was. We saw a being together and it scared the crap out of us. Yeah, so me and my partner now, like we leave our bodies. So like we're working on that now. We haven't had success yet where we were both out at the same time. But yeah, I'm actually sharing an experience where it's going to be released on my YouTube. I think I'm dropping it. I'll probably set it to release sometime later this week. But yeah, we're starting to document our OBE journey together. So I don't know yet, but when I figure that out, I'll share it with you guys for sure. Um, Helen, why did they become an interview with one person and not all the people's question? I don't understand that. The heart of the earth. Welcome, welcome, heart of the earth. Welcome, Charlotte. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Yeah, man.
So,
So we could probably wrap this up now. Is There's not too many questions about the game of life.
all right, thank you for this gift. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up right now. And I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure, man, and thank you very much. I appreciate it for sure.
Okay,
And
hopefully we can continue.
that intro, bro, that intro song was great. I was. It helped me get in the zone for sure. The joint was fire, bro.
Oh man,
For sure.
man, you're. Oh, thank you so much, man. You're invited to come back, man. We do this all the time, man. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to do this again. Yeah, it was a good time.
All right, we'll be in contact, man. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Yeah, you too. You
All right,
have a good one, guys. Have safe.
all right.
Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.